What's going on, guys? Just want to check in right quick. I'm gonna talk about how um there is no in between for a brother. There is no in between. Um, and I never understood why there's no in between, but I guess this is just the way the culture is set up. I noticed for a brother is um either you're a hood ninja or you're a nerd. There is no in between for a brother. And that's what I was thinking to myself. I said, it's strange how there's no in between for a brother, that you have to be one way as a brother. Um, if you're not one way, then you automatically seen as a lame. It's strange. For the life of me, I can't understand it. It's very, very strange. I never understood why it has to be that way, because you got some brothers who are in the middle. They're not necessarily hood ninjas, but they're more so on the conservative side. But you guys probably agree with this. As a urban man, uh, is probably is well, I'm not gonna say probably. It's better to be more so on the hood side than the conservative side. you know I this is That's why I say the culture is just so toxic, because why you got some brothers that are just right in the middle. They're not hood ninjas, but they're not nerds either. They lean more so towards the conservative side. And I never understood why leaning more so towards the conservative side was lame, but I believe many women think it's lame also. um one I just don't understand it. For the life of me, it's just mind boggling, because we got a lot of decent, clean cut brothers. They not nerds, but they got style, they got swag, but they're just not hood ninjas. But you know, with this whole rap culture, and that the rap culture has programmed, you know, especially blacks, to believe that that's the way you should be. Um, Me myself, I've always leaned more so towards the conservative side, because it's just how I was raised and how I was brought up. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with brothers who lean more so towards the conservative side. But for the life of me, brothers who lean more so towards the conservative side are seen as lame or cornballs. It's weird. But because back in the old days, a brother being in a nice tuxedo, a brother that, in a shirt and tie, back in the old days, that was considered cool. That was considered the standard for a brother back in those old days. But, nowadays, being more so on the hood side, that's the standard. And I think it's very sad, because it's it's a degenerate culture, and it's programming uh urban males for genocide. Um, it's very unfortunate. It's a very toxic culture, because instead, a culture that is degrading, a culture that is belittling, a culture that's bringing you down and not elevating you is a sickness. One thing I liked about Kevin Samuels, he was all about the empowerment of brothers. Brothers having a clean image, brothers being sophisticated, brothers having some class. One thing I liked about Kevin Samuels, he defined uh, a new persona for a black man. And it's sad that that persona, that image of a black man, is seen as corny, you know, because in my personal opinion, I feel there needs to be more positive images for brothers. We got enough. The culture needs to be uplifted, but you know, within the urban community, I don't think there will ever be any real positive images for brothers because, the toxic culture is going to always be here and it's not going nowhere. The toxic music, the toxic mentality is definitely not going nowhere. But one thing I liked about Kevin Samuels, he defined a new persona and a new image for a black man. And I feel, being more so on the conservative side, I feel that'll get you further on these jobs and stuff, you know. And it'll keep you out of the penal system as well. But that's why I say, people love the wicked, people idolize the wicked. Being wicked is glorified, being wicked is that's the culture, within urban culture. Being wicked is the standard for what's cool. Being wicked is the way to be. And it's sad, it's really disgusting, but you know I mean, I say this, if you're a brother and you lean more so towards the conservative side, I say stay on the conservative side, don't change. I feel like, you gotta always be true to yourself. If you wasn't raised in the hood and you don't come from that kind of background, just stay true to yourself. And that's the mindset that I have now. Just stay true to your roots and just do your thing. I mean, and if you're seen as corny or lame because you lean more so towards the conservative side, so be it. You know, um, it's just unfortunate, because in my younger days, I think I've said it before. I tried emulating that thug stuff, but I feel it's like, you might as well stay true to yourself. Emulating something that's not you, it gets hard acting. So, you might as well just do what suits you. But I feel the fact that the wicked is glorified in this culture, this is why the incarceration is going to continue to skyrocket. And this is why, um, death and destruction is going to continue to skyrocket within the urban communities. You know, it's already skyrocketing and it's just going to continue because, the culture is wicked and is glorified, unfortunately. And the more on the hood side that you are, the more respected you are, the more praised you are. But, we all know that comes along with urban culture. Um, I used to get really mad about this stuff. I don't get too mad about it no more because I understand the standard for